Welcome one and all. I love science. I may not be a witch, but here I am. I am the Science Witch, and welcome to the month of April's ship analysis. I've began to realize that I basically only put out one of each category of my videos a month, so I'm probably just gonna give these months now. So it is April, and as you may have known, as of 2 days ago, the web series Homestuck has finally ended after 7 years of running. From its creation on April 14th of 2009. So, in honor of Homestuck and the greatness Andrew Hussie has created, I decided that I'm going to do a ship analysis on a Homestuck ship. Just a little side note, isn't it so fitting that my god tier is a mage of heart, and I do all this stuff about shipping. I mean, it used to be a seer, but the more I looked into a mage, the more I realized that was more fitting for me. But that out of the way, the ship I want to analyze today, in honor of Homestuck, is DaveKat, the ship between Dave Strider and KARKITTY Vantus. These two babies are an emotional wreck. Quite honestly, it's upsetting, but relatable. The thing that's similar about both KARKITTY and Dave is they put up a facade to try and get people to think they are different than how they actually feel. Underneath their exteriors, or Dave's cool kid exterior and KARKITTY's constant anger and just general piss baby, is teens who are insecure, very self-hating. I really don't think either one of them like themselves at all, and don't know how to express it, or don't want to express it because they're worried about their friends. Their friends seeing who they really are on the inside. And I mean, at least with the trolls and KARKITTY, I don't think KARKITTY was even able to console with Gamzee on this, because I mean, Gamzee's always stoned, so I don't know if Gamzee would exactly understand, but he'd probably be really cuddly about it. I don't know, Gamzee just seems like a cuddly person when he's not murderous. I don't think they really know how to express it. I mean, I know Dave was from Houston, and, you know, KARKITTY's from Alternia, but outside of the group they have, or at least Dave's internet friends, I'm not sure if he had other friends. Part of me doubts it. I highly doubt Dave had other friends, which made his friends online so special to him. And then KARKITTY, outside of the group of the 12 he played their game session with. Outside of that, I don't know if any of them ever had any connections with any other trolls, but again, part of me, I doubt it. Bunny's giving me a weird look. Their inability to express how they truly feel to other people, as they probably feel like they won't understand, or they'll think of me as less than what they used to. I can relate to that. I definitely can relate to that. But this also sort of is why I think they would make a good couple. They would confide in each other for the support, because only they would really notice. I feel like both of them would be able to tell what was going on from a mile away. From miles away, they were able to tell. And with them interacting on the Meteor for, I believe that was when they had 3 years, right? Yeah. So over the 3 years that they were on the Meteor, I believe that was when they got together, because obviously, if you like the ship, this image, you've obviously seen the image of KARKITTY sitting on a couch with Dave's head in his lap, and Dave is kind of just like curled up on the couch, and KARKITTY's kind of just like stroking, like petting him. That to me had a lot of hidden emotions and hidden meaning besides, you know, Dave being, or just them being really cute. But in this scenario, I see it as Dave having some sort of like breakdown, I guess, or just needing a break. And he confides in KARKITTY, and KARKITTY just kind of like, sit down, asshole, I'm gonna pet you. And it just, that's how it goes. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have a personal headcanon that KARKITTY doesn't understand pet names, so he just refers to Dave as motherfucker, asshole, douchebag, and all other Alternian curses, because that's just, I feel like he'd just think that's what you call him. That's how you make pet names. And it would probably confuse a lot of people, but Dave would probably just laugh. The fact that Dave was curled up on the couch speaks to me as body language of being closed off. I remember when I went through really depressing stages or portions of my life, I would curl up, put my head on my pillow, and cry. And eventually I'd feel better, because... So I think that to me sort of shows the emotional dependence on one another, and that they may not have with other people, at least on the meteor. Next thing I want to cover on the two of them is their god tiers. Now, this is actually take 2 of this video, so sorry if my voice sounds a little scratchy. I was talking for like 20 minutes over there, but in take 1, when I was like signing off, I said their bonds get stronger over time. And after I said that, I sort of had like a little freak out, because that is literally their god tiers in a sentence, or their relationship including their god tiers in a fucking sentence. I felt so clever, and I'm like, why can't I be this smart in school? But KARKITTY is the Knight of Blood, and Dave is the Knight of Time. Well, let me explain first. A knight is able to, in the grand scheme of things, weaponize their aspect and use it against the enemy, and etc. Basically just use it as a weapon. So, Dave, being the Knight of Time, is able to use his different timelines, different selves, to help take down enemies. I know in Collide, there were a few times where he brought back like 4 Daves, and they all kicked the shit out of one of the other whoever they were fighting. So he was able to use the other timelines that he had been involved in to fight against enemies. KARKITTY, as the Knight of Blood, is different. The blood aspect has to do with bonds, physical and emotional bonds between other people and their strength. So, by definition, KARKITTY, as the Knight of Blood, would be able to weaponize the bonds of his team to use against enemies. And both of theirs make perfect sense. Dave's a little less, but KARKITTY's makes perfect sense to me. Because part of his facade is being a leader. And his leadership qualities keep the teams together. And I feel like KARKITTY was the one who unified the teams in a way. Both the red and blue teams. I feel like he unified them. Again, I am very, very fuzzy on my Homestuck knowledge. I haven't read it in a long time, but I did try to catch up for the ending. I didn't catch up, but I still watched the ending anyway. Being able to use the bonds of the people around him, they were able to, at least using the bonds of his team, they were able to take down the Black King. And if you see, I think it's like Rex Duodecium Angels Angles or something, I will try to put a link in the description, because it is intense. But, and this sort of also goes with in that animation, there's a scene where both Terezi and KARKITTY attack together. And during that, both their god tier aspects flash, and that's when they attack. I feel like that flash was sort of like a connection between Terezi and KARKITTY's bonds, sort of like telepathic bonds. Or it's like when you and your friend say the exact same thing at the same time. It's like, hey! So, it's like Terezi's mind abilities and KARKITTY's blood abilities, they were both able to, without talking to one another, attack at the same time and not get in each other's way. Which is a prime example of KARKITTY weaponizing his abilities. And then his leadership shows during this fight too, as he was the first one to attack, or have a major attack. The Knight of Time and Blood, or the Knights of Time and Blood, are sort of like, would, in my opinion, be somewhat of an unstoppable relationship. And these two being gone through all that they gone through, I mean, all trolls have to kill their Lucis, but Dave seeing bro die, and just they needed all the emotional support they could get, but could not confide in their friends without ruining their images. I feel like they were able to see the fact that the other was in distress a mile away because they know what it looks like. I think they'd be able to really like help each other, because despite how they act, they may like, you may think they're narcissistic, but no, they're very, very, I think humble is the right word. Like Dave, when Terezi had called him a hero, he's like, no, see, I'm not a hero. My bro was a hero, John's a hero, but I'm not. So, I think with the aid of the other, these two would be able to kind of rise away from that, or get away from that, and be able to, they would really be able to help the other get by without having to expose them to the others and the ridicule that they're so insecure about. So I feel like I didn't talk too much about the relationship in general, but that usually comes more in my headcanons. But, you know, just analyzing the characters and how they work with one another, that's pretty much what these are. But I'm going to be starting a new thing. Instead of giving ships numbers, I'm going to give them grades, like A through F, A+ through F. So, and I hope I'm going to be sticking with this, because numbers can kind of be a little too... I'm going to give DaveKat, in my opinion, an A. For compatibility or potential canon. I mean, I guess with potential canon, that's not really a thing anymore, because Hussie did confirm, or did say on Twitter, he's like, from this day on, I confer, or all ships are canon. So, everything's canon, guys. You go ahead and ship the mayor in Cantown for all I care. Hussie says it's fine. But the relationship, or aka mates per ship, aka Red Quadrant, between KARKITTY Vantas and Dave Strider gets an A from me. Again, I have no authority on any of these matters, so if you have a different opinion, if there's more stuff you want to point out to me, let me know in the comments. I love reading what you guys have to say, because I definitely know I miss a lot, so it means it helps me better understand the ships that I am analyzing, or at least attempting to. And I have my social media accounts below too, if you want to see me on Vine, Instagram, or Twitter, or Tumblr. So those are in the description. Again, I'm gonna see if I can put a link to that animation down below as well. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for taking your time to watch this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, take a stab at that like button to let me know, and I hope to see each and every one of you sometime in the very near future. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Bye!